Hello, everybody. I'm so excited to be back from Miami. Hello, Instagram. I am so excited to be back from Miami, and I want to share with you all today my reasons for why couples need some peaceful living travel in their lives. So I don't know if I've talked on my lives yet about the fact that I'm doing some training in couples. Peaceful Living Couples is going to be a coaching program and online course to deepen your intimacy as a couple. It's something for people who have just kind of lost their love and feeling, and they need to reconnect and deepen their friendship and their loverness. Is that a word? Deepen their love. Both. Hi, Sarah. Both. Hi, Kelly. Both their sexual love and their romantic love. So I am delving into this as something that is just really important to my heart because my husband and I just celebrated our 16th wedding anniversary. And believe me, our marriage has not necessarily been a whole garden of roses. We have had major ups and downs. We have actually been in divorce court once. We made it through that. Hey, Corey, I just saw that you got your son all set at Boise State. He is going to love it there. My friends who've moved to Boise love it. So I hope that he has hi, Bonnie, a peaceful and joyous time in college. So today, for those of you who are just joining us, we are talking about couples and my new venture into coaching couples on their intimacy. I am starting to do some trainings with John and Julie Gottman of the Love Lab in Seattle. And luckily, they travel all over the United States to help train coaches and therapists in couples coaching and couples counseling. So I have been doing a lot of pre-study, reading all their books, and in October I get to go down to Florida and do a training in person with them. So I'm very excited about that. But as a precursor, I wanted to bring you a little bit of my reasonings for why couples need to get away, because that's the other thing that's been going on recently with Peaceful Living Wellness. If you've been checking out the blog at peacefullivingwellness.com/blogs. I got to change that. You'll see that I've seen some travel blogs recently. And in fact, I have a whole backlog of them that haven't been posted yet, but they're going to be rolling out over the next few weeks and months. My most recent one, if you've been following my social media, is from a trip that my husband and I took to Miami. Now, let me tell you, I was not on board with the trip to Miami in August. We've been to Miami in August before. It's hot, it's humid, and I'm like, man, we live in hot and humid here in Charleston. I want to go someplace where I can cool off, but he booked the trip in spite of what I wanted to do. And I was a little miffed, to tell you the truth. So, married 16 years, we get miffed sometimes. So I have to say that I have to eat a little crow because it was wonderful. And not only was the weather better than I thought it was going to be, but honestly, it was just about spending time with him. Because in our busy lives, and I know I talk all the time about how to break your busy. You can read my blogs, Breaking Busy. And I'm really careful about time balance. That's part of my Peaceful Living coaching program. But we do get busy and we don't necessarily connect as often as we need to. We are really good about having at least one date a week, but sometimes those just get like monotonous and we go out and we go to whatever restaurant that we go to almost every week and we catch up, but it's not really a good deep connection. And while I'm not saying don't do that, every couple needs to do that. What I'm saying is that it's not that hard to do a getaway and have time that is longer than just an hour or two. And it's really, really important. So that's what was so great about this trip. Yes, the beach was wonderful. The ocean was wonderful. And really, it was kind of funny trying to write the blog about this because normally my travel blogs are all about, oh, this is what you can do and this is what you can do. And you can go to this botanical garden to meditate. And I do have some of that. But this trip was really about just lolling around. We took a lot of naps. We spent a lot of time laying on one of those big beach loungers together and playing in the water together and just talking and not talking. And I think that's something often that women don't understand. I know I'm stereotyping. If Deb Bacon jumps in on this, she'll be like, Jen, don't stereotype. No, I'm kidding, Deb. But yeah, women, we always want to talk about everything, and that is super important. And honestly, y'all, my husband and I needed to have a little tete-a-tete, a little what some people call come to Jesus, about some of the stuff that's been happening around the house. For us, it's been he comes home from work and he's exhausted and has been talking to people all day. He is an introvert. He does not want to talk. So he gets on his phone, you know, and then he goes up and plays video games. And we had to have a talk about that because that's no way to have a relationship. At the same time, in that mindful conversation, was able to remember and realize that he does need his introvert time. And that's something that I've been very protective of for him in our relationship. But these conversations are important in order to find that balance. Peaceful living wellness, peaceful living couples, peaceful living travel, it's all about balance. It's about living life at ease and living life in peace. So we were able to really kind of hash it out and say, okay, well, you're going to come home and you're going to have your phone time, and then we're going to eat dinner, and we're trying harder to eat dinner with the kids because we got out of that habit that we had in California. I don't know how that happened. And then we are going to reconnect and have some check-in time, just the two of us, because we've already checked in with the kids over dinner. And then we're going to go our separate ways again if we feel like it. And he's going to play his video games, and I'm going to listen to my book on my phone, and that's okay. And then we actually have cuddle time again. And that was something else we had gotten out of the habit of doing. So the trip away allowed us, for our purposes, to start doing some of the things we had already done in our marriage and that we had gotten away from. How many of you have gotten away from some things that were really beneficial to your marriage or really beneficial to your relationship if you're not married? I'm hoping there's some hands that are raising, because again, we often get into these ruts. And we were getting into bed and just saying, okay, good night, mwah. And we didn't have any physical connection time. So now we've reinvested and reminded ourselves that we need that physical connection time. So that was another reason that going away on a trip and not having the kids bursting into our room every few minutes as we're trying to wind down for bed was really helpful. And now we are reminding ourselves that when the kids do burst in, we are giving them their time and then saying, but this is it, it's bedtime. And you need to go to bed, and we need couple time. And think of what a good example that is setting for your kids, to tell them, you know what, mom and dad need couple time. This is for those of you who have kids still in the house. For those of you who don't, of course, just ignore that part. So going away, you can have those great mindful conversations. The other thing you can do is, of course, have those non-conversation times. And again, that's where I kind of started on this video, was to say we spent time just hanging out next to each other. I joke around in the household and I call it parallel play. Sorry about the squeaky dog in the background, Lily. The hazards of recording at home. My dog is trying to get the squeaker out of the bowl. She must kill it. And she's just ridiculous because she's a Shih Tzu and they're sort of ridiculous dogs. So just being able to be together and not talk. Because if you're not a talker, then you're going to wear your partner out. So don't think that going away on a trip is your chance to chat your partner's ear off. Yes, it is a time to talk, but it's also a time, again, to not talk. Spend time just being in silence together. For us, it was easy. We're just hanging out on the beach and listening to the waves. And we were in South Beach, Miami, so we were also listening to the music of everybody on the beach. It's kind of a party zone. But it's really important to just spend time together as well. So those are 2 tips I have for peaceful living travel with couples. I have a whole bunch more, but as you know, I've been trying to cut these videos so they're not quite so long. After the next trip, the next trip is the girls' trip to Asheville. The next couples trip, I will chime in with some more couples tips, specifically about how to communicate, mindful communication, and how to compromise and make decisions together about the things you do want to do and see. But we'll save that for next time. In the meantime, hey, check out the blog. I just posted it. It's all about South Beach, Miami. And this time, it's not about things to do and see. It's about ways to have a very peaceful trip. And I include budget-friendly tips, and I include some ideas about things I think are worth splurging on, like those big beach loungers with an umbrella or a canopy over them. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. Join me every Wednesday at noon, Facebook Live, Instagram Live, and I'm coming in with all sorts of peaceful living tips for you. This week, peaceful living couples. Next week, I'm going to be talking about I just forgot. I had it in my mind about what I was going to talk about. Guess I should have written that one down. It's going to be a surprise. So I do have something already planned to talk about. I'm just not remembering what it was or what it is. Yeah, I love that Stephanie can laugh with me. She's a good friend. She knows that I just sometimes have mommy brain. I don't know. Maybe it's senior moments now. All right, y'all. Thanks so much for tuning in. Check out the blog, peacefullivingwellness.com/blogs, and have a great, great peaceful week. Bye now.